even right now, there's a lot of fintech companies that are hiring, even if they're more selectively hiring. And when I was talking to a bunch of different recruiters, these like really smart women recruiting in fintech, they were sharing with me, you know, one of the biggest differences that people I don't think realize when you are entering fintech is like, you know, the CEO is going to read your newsletter, read your resume. Yeah. You know, the CEO is going to read your cover letter. I mean, you know, the CEO is going to, and founder is going to meet you and interview probably, which you probably experience even at Plaid. Yeah. You know, and that's something so different than maybe just the rigid process of a very traditional space. And so you're still entering a place where people's hearts and souls are so heavily in it, and people are really like interested in changing the world. That's what fintech was created for. Whereas like traditional finance is very interested in just keeping its cycle going.
Yeah, that was another big thing too. There were these processes that we were still doing like with paper and pen, like literally writing down our trades at the end of the day. Like Cristina buys this many bonds from Nicole at this price, and like on paper for like the audit trail. And I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. And so I think, you know, banks are important. We've definitely learned that this year. And so I would say like that is kind of like a cornerstone of the ecosystem and absolutely like needs to exist. But I'm enjoying kind of being on, you know, rather backwards looking at like all the history of banks and how important they are for the foundation of the financial ecosystem. I like being on the forefront and saying like, what's next? What's coming? What's innovative? Like, what are the problems we need to solve for the future for our kids one day versus doing more of like the old school stuff. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my first episode of my podcast was with Lula de Messe, and I'll never forget in that episode her saying, because she kind of did that. I mean, she has like a long-standing career in traditional wealth management. And then now she's like is a fintech CEO of eToro, and she was talking through, you know, what type of position am I in where I get to stand closest to the fire and be the most challenged and all of that. And I think that if you're the kind of person that's down to be kind of stretched and have your mind stretched and altered and can handle that level of putting that much of yourself into your work, then yeah, this is like a really great space. And I think it's fundamental for so many women to be a part of it and think like that, you know, to not think, oh, I must just go a traditional route. I too can play in this space and put my disruptive thoughts out there and innovate in financial services. I mean, without women doing that, I don't think we unlock the, you know, future of financial inclusion. Personally,
I agree. And it's actually been fun. Like I was just at FinTech Meetup with you in Las Vegas, and there were 3 women from my like Wake Forest graduating class that were all there. And like Kelsey, for example, at Aura, we literally were the same major, same freshman hall, graduated, both worked at Goldman Sachs, and like now are both in FinTech. And so it's just fun to kind of see like where our careers have taken us from, you know, education to like that first job out of school to where we are now and like where we want to go.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Also has been on this show.
She's the best.
In person, in this seat. Oh my God, that's the cutest. I love this.